Alright, y'all, welcome back. I have a mic now. Well, I had the mic before, but it got lost for a sec. It ended up just being in my trunk the whole time, just like tucked in the crevice between like the bottom line and the sidewall of the trunk. So, anyway, we got the mic now, so hopefully y'all can hear me clearly. I tested it before, seemed like it was working well, so hopefully we're looking good. We're back today with 10 reasons why you should get a C6 Corvette. Alright, and if these reasons in today's video are not good enough for you, I don't know what to tell you. You just can't make a decision, because this is literally, and after these points I'm going to make to you, this is literally the best car that you can get, especially for your money, and I'm going to touch on that later on. First point, I gotta say, the raw V8. Alright, the raw V8, it literally speaks for itself. The raw V8 sound is just unbeatable. Naturally aspirated, not turboed. Supercharged sounds great. Of course, the LS9 sounds fantastic, but you know, for just an A, like, it's pretty nice. All right, next point I'm going to touch on is reliability. Now, this is an LS3 6.2 liter V8. And a lot of people would think reliability, even like gas mileage, I'll throw that in there too. Gas mileage is great for this car. I spoke about it in a past video. If you haven't seen any of those, stop the video right now and go watch all of those real quick, then come back and watch this. Then you're valid, you're good. Other than that, yeah, reliability, great for this car. I waited a couple months to actually, talk about it, but other than that, just the pure reliability for this car is great. I've had it for 3 months now, and I'm going to be doing a review every couple of months, and just to let y'all know where it's at, how we're doing. But other than that, past 3 months have been great. I'm coming up on my first oil change now, 3,000 miles almost, so yes, about 1,000 miles a month. A lot of driving, but it's super fun. It's worth it. I mean, it's just worth it. Yeah, been super reliable, haven't had any issues at all. It is one of the most reliable cars or engines you can actually get out there, so I highly suggest it. All right, we've changed locations because a bunch of school kids came around the area, started being loud, so we switched locations. Now, next point I want to touch on is the looks. I think this one also speaks for itself. It's pretty obvious. So the looks of this car is just something every single day. When you're driving on the road, you will get looks for it. Like, whether it's good looks and then a couple bad looks from the older people who are like, oh, why are you so young and spend money on a car and this and that. You're spending money on happiness the same way you'd go and spend money on drinking at a bar, the same way you'd go and spend money at a club. This is where I spend my money, is cars. So at least it's something safer and actually good for my health. So you're gonna get looks all the time. All right, most of them are good. I will say that most of the looks are great looks, and you get a lot of compliments, things like that. Especially, if you buy a car like this at a young age, you get a lot of people who give you the respect for it, because it shows that you can work hard a little bit for it, and you want to get what you want to get. So yeah, looks of this car, super great. Obviously this is a base model, so if you're into the more wide body kind of look, Grand Sport Z06, Z01, all of those are the ones that you want to go for. If you don't really care and you just looking for more performance rather than looks, because unless it's a Z06 or LS9 ZR1, you're not getting too much more performance out of like the 427 or the Grand Sport. So that's what you want to look for. It's just great. It's a beautiful car, bringing it back to all of the other Corvette generations. You got C1 through 5. To me, this looks better than all 1 through 5, which is why I chose 6. And then of course you have the C7, C8, and to me, I'm choosing a C6 over a C7 all day. I'll probably make another video on that, on more in depth why, but yeah, I'm choosing a C6 over a C7. To me, looks are better. That might be controversial. Hey, I'm just saying. But the looks to me are better. C8, it looks cool, but like it's to me it's like it's a Corvette, but it's like I don't know. It's just a different range. I don't really know where to go off that. But looks, that's where you're at. It looks great. Now I am going to be talking about the bang for buck. Now, it's one of the best cars you can get for your bang for buck. All right. These cars you can find anywhere from 15K. And I actually talked about this in a comment on one of you that posted. If you are watching this video, comment again, man, and I'll pin your comment. I respect the comments for real, and I do read all of my comments, by the way. I read all of my comments and I try to respond to every single one, because obviously it's not too many that I can handle. So I'm gonna respond to your comments. You can find these anywhere from 15K all the way, at least the base models, from 15K all the way up to 35K max. That's if maybe 35K at like brand new 0 miles maybe. But yeah, I mean, it's really one of the best cars you can get as far as performance for the money you're paying. You're just getting so much performance out of a car that you're really not paying that much for. This one, like I said, 6.2 liter V8, 436 horsepower about. Crank, about like 318 to the wheels, and all of that for 15, 20, 30K. Fantastic, at least in my opinion. Fantastic. All right, next point is going to be the aftermarket options. There is, I don't know, it's a lot of 50-50 as well. You could say there is a lot of aftermarket options, and then there isn't. Again, in my opinion, this is pretty opinionated video, I guess, but I think they're valid points. There are a lot of aftermarket options for this car. So you can change everything, literally everything. Obviously, suspension, wheels, exhaust, all that good stuff. Headlights, you got the C7 style, the C8 style. If I were to get aftermarket headlights, it would be the C7. It's just $2,000, man. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. But if I had them, I would put them on, see how I like them. But honestly, I do like the stock headlights. And you can change the tail lights. You can change everything about this car and make it look completely different, including turning the base model into a wide body model. Even if you just did the rear end or just did the front for some reason, you can change everything, even down to the little
hello there
side markers. You can change those, and I will be changing those as well. But aftermarket options are huge for this car. You can go on a whole bunch of sites. You got sites, you got Speed Engineering, you got Texas Speed, you got all those good sites. You got Corsa and Borla. There's just so many sites for this car, and I have about 30 tabs saved just worth of C6 aftermarket things, and so many links, so many links of things I want to do for this car. So aftermarket variety is huge for this car. I will be talking about practicality. So again, if you're a bit younger and you're kind of looking for your mom or dad's permission to get a car like this and you need a reason, show them this video real quick. Again, all right, practicality, super practical. Okay, I've gone on many grocery runs with this car and it's been fantastic. And I've picked up family from the airport in this car as well, and it's also had been no issue at all. That was a full-size suitcase and a backpack, and then a body in the passenger seat. And I could have fit 2 more suitcases, not bodies. That'd be a little crazy, but yeah. So much room. I've talked about it before, so I won't go too in depth on this part. So much room in this car. Trunk space is unbelievable, and it's just super practical, as well as gas mileage. I'll bring it back to that. Gas mileage, right now I'm averaging 22. So that's about 32 is the most I've seen on the highway, and then we got lowest at about 20 in the city. So that's pretty good, not gonna lie, especially for a V8 with this much performance. So I will say it is very practical. You got great gas mileage, you got a lot of room. What else do you need? Unless you got a full family of 6, you can get a car like this. Oh, and I will add, if you got a kid and a wife, then maybe it's not that practical. But If you have a different car and then you want to get this car for your weekend car, it'll be practical for you. So you're good there. Drivability and handling. Again, just so many good things to say about this car. Drivability and handling are fantastic. If you have a wide body, the handling will be a little bit better because you got the wider stance, you got more traction on the road, so you will have it there. Cornering, great in this car. I've gone on many back road drives and they've all been super fun, especially taking those corners at some, or going into the corners at some higher speeds. It handles it perfectly fine. I have not slid out once with traction control completely off. I have not slid out once going into a corner at a decent high speed. Not speeding, of course, but handling's fantastic. Like I said, if you want a little bit more performance, you could get a Grand Sport, and then looks. It's not going to be a huge jump. If you want a huge jump, go to a Z06 or a ZR1. That's where you're at. But handling, even just on the base model, fantastic. It's great, and I will be investing in some more things for the channel to show how good these points are going to be as well later on in the channel. Lineage, okay? Now, these cars were made before I was born, okay? They were made before a lot of you were born too. Yeah, I look at the analytics. A lot of you are like 25 to 31 who watch me, so that's great. And then the next group under that is my age, about 18 to 24. So yeah, they were being made before you guys were born. So like I said before, you have the C1 to the C6, all the way up to this, and then you have the C1 to the C8. Like, they've made a lot, and they've made a lot of great cars, to include the C6, of course. Yes, I'm extremely biased on that. Best car they have out there, best car they've made to me. The next one under that will be the C7, then I'll take a C8, then I'll take a C5. That's my little list right there. They started way back, like pre-1900, making these cars. Pre-1800, I think, too. I don't have the exact year, but yeah, pre-1800, they started making these cars. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. Just let me know down in the comments. I'm probably wrong, but yeah, they've been making these cars for a long time, and I think, they might make a C9, maybe. I don't know. Will it be good? I don't know. It'll probably be fast, but like, will it be as legendary? I don't know. To me, one of the most legendary cars, C6. Again, I'm going to be super biased. Yes, that's me. So yeah, legendary. As far as legendary, they've made a lot of legendary cars. The C4, C5, and C6 are all super legendary, at least from what I've heard around the block a little bit. And it's great. And then you have the C8 ZR1, which, even if you're not a C8 fan, you gotta respect the fact that the C8 ZR1 did set a lap time record on the Nürburgring, which is a big milestone. Like, that's great. And then props to the driver too. That's just fantastic, and it looks super cool. The ZR1 is super cool. Would I pay that much for it? Probably not. It would probably be more supercar range that I'm paying that price for, but I will say, you gotta give it to them. They've made a bunch of fantastic cars, and it's really just unmatched as far as American muscle goes, at least. I will say the Viper, that's a different league. The Viper's pretty crazy as far as up to the Z06. I think the ZR1 and the Viper, they're pretty neck and neck. Yeah, they've made some great cars. All right, now for you softies, comfort. Yeah, comfort. I'm just kidding, by the way. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Now, comfort in this car it's comfortable. I'll say that it's comfortable. I picked this car up in Pennsylvania, drove 6 hours back home, and I did not have one back issue. I am young, but I didn't have any soreness, anything like that the next day. No leg fatigue, anything like that, like any pulsations or anything. Like, it was completely fine. 6 hour drive there, 6 hour drive back, completely fine. I really didn't even walk around that much while I was there either. It was great. So seats are pretty comfortable. Of course, you know, you have aftermarket options as well, and you can switch it up to go crazy, full carbon if you want, just go wild. But yeah, as far as the stock seats, they're great. They're pretty comfortable. You got heated seats, cooled seats. You know, it's comfortable. I'll say that it's comfortable. All right, on to my final point, and the most important point. You'll have a Corvette. Okay. What else do I need to say? You will have a C6 Corvette. How cool is that, man? It's pretty cool. Okay. So if you're looking in the price range of 15 to 30K, I'll make it a 15K difference, right? If you're looking in that price range, this is your car to get. Okay. Even the new Honda Civic Type R's, you're looking 40K plus. So if you don't got that kind of money, get a C6, and in a straight line, you will be faster than a Type R, unless it's got something crazy done to it. In the corners, depending on the driver, it might be a little different, but hey, depends on what you really care about. You'll have a C6 Corvette. Like I said earlier, the looks of the car, you'll get so many great looks. You'll get compliments if you seek for compliments. You know, I know at least a little bit, you know, like, you car guys got it, man. Like, getting a cool car obviously is mostly for you, but getting the compliments does feel a little bit good. Like, you're like, all right, you know, I'm glad I got this car. It feels good. But yeah, you know, you'll have a Corvette. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll have a C6 Corvette. Like, can you just imagine that? I'm gonna put some clips here too. Yeah, you'll have a C6 Corvette. Okay, and there's so much potential. There's so much potential. If you want to shoot 90-foot flames, you can do that. If you want to build the base model to 1,000 horsepower, you can do that. I'm pretty sure you can actually get it to base model 800-ish horsepower on stock block. If I'm not wrong, let me know down in the comments. Again, I could be wrong, but I think that part is true. I think you can build it to about 800-ish horsepower on stock block, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, just buy one. Just buy one. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.